Hello YouTube, my name is Mistic. We are watching a video by Papa Meat, the Horrors of Waterparks. I enjoy water parks much more than like theme parks and roller coasters, but I have not been to that good of water parks. I have a lot of weird fears about water parks. But let's get into the video and see what the horrors of water parks are. My favorite thing about water parks is them having the Dippin' Dots.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Coming soon down because today we're going to be talking about water parks. Summer is finally upon us, my friends. And that means grilling, fireworks, and unfortunately the sweltering heat. I can't stand it. My fat body oozes sweat all the time.
Reminds me of
so fat, so disgustingly fat. As a skinny man, do you like the heat?
No.
That's surprising. I feel like you're a big heat guy. To beat the heat.
I hate the heat. I am so hot-blooded. Anything above like 60 Fahrenheit, I hate so much. I hate it. I love winter. I love fall. I hate summer so much.
Some stay indoors in the nice air conditioning, while others take a dip in the pool. For those who are seeking more of a thrill, water parks offer exciting and sometimes dangerous attractions. From fast-paced water slides to raging wave pools and soothing lazy rivers, water parks can be an exciting adventure for people of all ages.
I love lazy rivers. I've never been on one of those wave pools. I would be terrified of someone like hitting me unconscious and drowning. I have rational fears.
However, as time goes on, they become far less enchanting as a concept, especially as you get older and realize what's going on behind the scenes. Also, just your eyes open to just being like, this is kind of disgusting. You know what I mean? When you're younger, you're like, what? When I was younger, my fat ass was just like, that's where I get Dippin' Dots. Go to the water park, I get all brony, and I eat my Dippin' Dots.
I just mentioned that, didn't I? I love the Dippin' Dots. I loved the cookies and cream and cookie dough. Those are my favorite. I want to get some, but I can never find them at stores. Yeah, it's so hot. It's so humid here. I hate it.
Can you imagine all the people who don't wipe properly and they're going in like the wave pool?
That don't wipe properly. Shit ass, mud butt. Oh, the amount of fecal dust or matter from dry poo poo has got to be crazy. The biggest thing for me is pee. There's no way there is a filtration system that can fill. I mean, you are just getting covered and drinking pee. You know, wait for kids out like, oh, wow. They're like, but when other dudes sprout out, dude. Especially when I've like been sitting there, like I said, as like a little fat ass kid just bobbing around, definitely just took a piss, and I see like a little girl next to me, like, and I'm just like.
Yeah, little girl, no. Are you the one who took a piss?
Oh yeah. I was a kid. I don't know. Yeah, listen. The older you get, the more you're like, that's disgusting. People like, they're like, yeah, it's a joke. It's fun. Until after a while, it's a crime scene. It's a fucking crime scene. While they may still seem fun, water parks are some of the grossest public places you can attend. They're filled with various germs, parasites, and fecal matter. Shit. Poo poo.
Parasites.
I saw a lot of that in the pools I visited. Ugh. I'm not answering that question. I'm not answering that question.
Never thought about that.
Yeah, little bugs swimming around, actual germs and parasites. It's a nightmare.
Parasites?
If you had a tape
you know what? I have no idea, but I'm gonna immediately say yes. Put on your goggles as we make our way through the disgusting and dangerous world of water parks. Despite being known as a family-friendly attraction, most water parks are pretty disgusting and trashy. I think once again, as you get older, you realize that's every single water park. I don't think is there a fancy water park? Considered a fancy water park?
I don't know.
Rich
we had
people's?
Wild Waters where I lived.
That already sounds like a trailer park. Where do you live? Wild Waters?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anyone. We had Oceans of Fun, and even that, once again, that sounds like an American Ninja course or something like that, doesn't it?
I think they're inherently trashy. Also, they
gotta be.
Have I been to any like good? I think I've been to like one or two good water parks. Most of them are just like the local. Yeah. I think I've mostly just been to like local town recreation centers that have pools and have like open like outdoor slides and stuff during the summer. But I much prefer indoor pools because there's no one except for like old people go in them. So I don't have to listen to like loud kids
degrade
scream.
very quickly with all the chlorine.
So that's why everything has like rust on it. Just because there's I mean, like that's why you like look at stuff. You're like you're gonna walk up the steps of this thing. You like look at the structure of it. It's all like rusted and just dripping. There's just water. You're like, is that okay? Yeah, it's fine. Despite being known as family-friendly attractions, most water parks are pretty disgusting and trashy. Great Wolf Lodge is one of the most popular water parks in the U.S. with 23 locations across the country. There's even one around here. I went there once. Great Wolf Lodge is essentially like a log cabin themed hotel with a massive indoor water park, and there's like various restaurants and activities inside, all geared towards children. It's basically like a place where if it's your, like at least for when I grew up, it was like, oh, it's your birthday, I'm going to Great Wolf Lodge. You'd be like, whoa, because you go to the water park, there's like arcade, there's like interactive.
The only thing I did for my birthday was either have like a home birthday party, or I think I had like a Chuck E. Cheese birthday party once or twice. But majority, I would go to a skating rink because I loved to skate as a kid. Those were the best parties, just going and skating. The dream.
As a kid, it's cool, but usually if you're an adult, you go there, it's just because your kid gets to run around and do stuff. Despite being very popular, the water park also has a pretty vocal group of haters online. There are tons of reasons to rip on the park, one of which being the ridiculous pricing. Some people have reported spending well over $1,000 just to stay for the weekend. For a weekend! Can you imagine going to Kansas, of all places, like hell on earth, and you're like, you know, I'd love to drop $1,200 on Tim's birthday. You're an indoor. I mean, there's like there's 2 slides in a pool.
I went there as a child,
so I've never paid, but I gotta tell you, if I went there for a weekend, Friday, left Sunday, and I spent $1,200, Dad would be dead in the parking lot. Dad would be dead in the car. Why is Dad not moving in the car? And just you see like a little Ford Explorer parking lot, and I'm just like.
Let's take a quick break to do something important to upgrade my magic collection. The Marvel set is out, and I'm curious to see if there's anything I want to get for my cube. So why don't I just pop over to Whatnot and see what's going on? It's candy, meat, and seafood. Use my link or scan the QR code to get $15 off your first purchase anywhere on the app. Plus, if you follow me on Whatnot, you automatically be entered to win $1,000 in Whatnot credits, so you can buy some magic packs or anything you want. Thanks Whatnot for sponsoring the video. Back to the video.
Once inside the building, you'll be met with an overwhelming smell of chlorine, and the sound of children screaming goes on all night. It's the worst kind of casino experience. Usually it's loud music and slot machines. This is just the smell of chlorine and just children. Are these the screams of pleasure? Is this fun? Like, are kids having a good time, or is there a man walking around killing these kids? I don't know. Also, the log cabin aesthetic does not help. It reads like a horror film. Yeah, there's probably like just a fucking like 7-foot guy just like walking around the halls with like a fucking machete.
Would that work? A horror themed water park?
That would be awesome.
And then the water's blood.
The clientele would be terrible though. Like avid horror fans are.
I don't know what he's gonna say, but I would probably go to a horror themed thing. That'd be fun for like a video. I might do that if that ever existed. That'd be interesting.
Or the fucking
sliders everywhere.
Oh my god, sliders! Yeah, a bunch of fucking big old boys and girls wearing like Jack Skellington shirts and shit like that. Can't wait for Terrifier 4 to come out. Or that'd be my hell. This is partly because they have games on every floor that run well into the night, encouraging children to run through the building and scream their heads off the entire time. One angry guest said, and I quote,
"And with hundreds of kids in the water, the bathrooms are always empty."
This sentence perfectly describes the amount of piss.
Why would you say that? Why would she say that? I would never enter that.
Hundreds of kids in the water, the bathrooms are always empty.
This sentence perfectly describes the amount of piss and feces that can be found in the waters at the water park, which I gotta say, I mean, do you think people break for turds?
No.
Does it just go by and you're like Neo dodging it? Oops, missed me. He keeps swimming.
I never did this, but I always fantasized. You know, in pools, they have the little lip where the water gets filtered. I was imagining putting my butt up to that and taking a poop in there. So I'm sure.
Nick! What the fuck? I thought he was gonna go a completely different direction with that, like a sexual direction. I didn't think he was going that direction. If he went the other direction, same. But this one, no. What the fuck, Nick? No. What the fuck?
I was imagining putting my butt up to that and taking a poop in there.
Hi.
I'm sure.
Why is that a fantasy?
I'm just saying, as a kid, I
wanted to take a shit from the. There's a big dollop of drool just going around. I'll tell you what, I'm fucking real. Just a big dollop of spit. He's like, have you ever done it? Be honest.
No. But
Nick.
No, I never pooped.
You can't say no, but.
My friend was big into water polo, and he said all the time, like, oh yeah, we never use the restrooms. They were locked. He said that we'd piss in the pool, and then we'd go out into the field and take a shit.
They locked them?
Just not even being able to wipe and then going back in the chlorine pool is just, that's crazy, man. Muddy waters is what that is. People playing the blues. When staff are not fishing turds out of the splash pad, they're dumping gallons of chlorine into the pools to combat the constant flow of piss. They're basically doing chemical warfare. These kids are gonna get sick. It's like, it's too much, Joshua. I don't care. Because usually you do that shit before people are out of the pool or whatever. I've seen people like dumping shit.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Look, I mean, like dumping chlorine into the pool because they're just like maybe the pH levels are too fucked up or so. I don't know. The sheer amount of chlorine in the water regularly causes kids to suffer from severe chemical burns and vomiting after ingesting small amounts of the water. God damn, dude, they look like victims of fucking Chernobyl. Kid coming out of the pool. Ah! I've seen plenty of kids vomit from drinking chlorine though.
Oh, I've never.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Oh, it's hilarious.
I've never seen that.
When you're a kid, it's always so funny. Haha, there's Tanner, and he's like, oh, it's just water vomit. Oh.
What was your worst experience at a water park?
I was in a lazy river. Whee! Because it's fun because the current's going, so you get to go fast. Woo! And I came up and a Band-Aid was stuck to my cheek like that. And I peeled it off and it was like just bloody as shit. And this girl came over and she's just like, you got my scab.
Oh, she's hitting on you.
What?
Yeah. See, it's so funny. That's how you decipher it. I'm like, it's disgusting. I was like, I
don't know
gagging,
what my
basically.
worst
Like,
experience
my lady.
Yeah.
I guess the shoe fits.
I can't think of any bad experience like this, but I remember I was terrified of the wave pool.
Oh, I done wrong. I was a pussy at the wave pool too. There's
I
always
would
like one
never do
child
that.
in distress in a wave pool too. Have you ever noticed that? Every time you go to a wave pool, it's always one kid that's like way out way farther than they should be, and they're like this. No one cares. No one cares. The lifeguard's just looking down at him like this. Some fat kid in a Tasmanian devil shirt just like this. Oh God. Yeah. Oh my God. I still am haunted by that. Actually, that's brings back deep memories. God, it's at everyone. I don't know what attracts those
I've
kids out
never
there. I always
seen
think
that.
fat, like those little fat son of a bitches in those shirts, like bobbing their way out to
Thank
the
you,
deep end.
thank you. Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Keep going out that way. Come back this way. Also, the current is pushing you the opposite way.
I've never
You're all
seen
the
a
way down
wave
there.
pool.
Outside the kids area, guests report that the rides and support beams are corroding. At the Dallas location, the outdoor areas don't offer any shade unless you rent a cabana or an umbrella, leaving the sun baking the guests. Also,
Yeah, I
mind you,
hate that so
children.
much.
I like
There's
to
like
think,
no
only if you have the
shade
cabana.
anywhere.
Yeah, if you have the pup cabana. The Great Wolf Lodge, you gotta have the pack. You have to be a pack leader and get a cabana. I like how you would think that for a kids thing, it's like there has to be shade everywhere. Even if the facility you are staying at is great, some of the guests at the Great Wolf Lodge can be pretty fucking weird. While climbing the stairs to a water slide, a man records himself fondling and staring at his wife's butt while he's in line with children. Get your ass up there.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that's probably a breeding ground for horn dogs.
I bet you, what I'm wondering now, that's gotta be a swingers playground. That's what it is, dude. And I bet you anything, they fucking probably rent some rooms and they drink in the rooms. They're like, go find the wolf. I don't think there is a wolf here, Dad. I think it's called that. Go find him. You shut there. That's not Mommy. Her name's Teresa. Slams the door in a kid's face.
Yeah, Daddy's the wolf.
If the wolf's howling, don't come knocking. In 2017, a 3-week study was done in Canada to determine the average amount of piss found in public pools. They found an average of 20 gallons of piss whizzed out across 3 weeks. The authors view this as a public health concern, but most people aren't as concerned so long as they don't get caught doing it themselves, right? You don't think that's that much?
20 gallons over 3 weeks. We're talking thousands of gallons of water. I think scientists, they're trying
Nick.
to...
Yeah, it's big pharma trying to stop us from drying or something. Okay. Former employees of various water parks revealed that the grossest part about the job was seeing what the water looked like before it was cleaned up and prepped for attendees to enter. One described large clumps of hair, sunglasses, old Band-Aids, used condoms, and all of that shit would just be floating around you as the pumps made it swirl
People fucking those? Ugh.
into a torrent of just yuck.
Condoms now, that disgusting.
I didn't even think about used condoms. We just got done talking about the swingers thing. Can you imagine just be like, fucking rip it off and then just toss it in the water? It's insane.
Oh, I bet you there's some people bumping heads in the wave
What?
pool.
You talking this?
Yeah.
Oops. Can you imagine being in the wave pool and the guy next to you just like, uh-oh. Now you guys start to collide and shit. You have your hands together. Hold on. I found out a lot about myself today at the water park I didn't know. Jousting. Honey, it's time to get out. Give me a minute. At a wildlife theme park in Kansas, children were playing in a splash pad where nozzles in the ground shot
Oh,
water
I
up
love
into the air.
those.
The CDC was alerted that multiple people had contracted.
Don't ruin this for me.
The CDC was alerted that multiple people had contracted an infection called shigellosis.
What?
Shigellosis? What the fuck? Had contracted an infection called shigellosis. It turns out that a total of 40 people of varying ages became ill from the water park. 3 were hospitalized from shigellosis and another from norovirus. The CDC had to urge people to practice proper safety habits before re-entering the Kansas Wildlife Park. This included avoiding consumption of pool water and any poop or pee in the water. That's so true about Kansas, those fucking inbred bastards over there. You guys realize you can't eat and drink piss, right? Are you serious? Are you serious? I was planning on going up to the wildlife park and getting me some shigellosis. They also advised against standing over the splash pad jets, worried that it would rinse feces off of people's asses and end up in other people's... Worried that it would rinse feces off people's asses and end up in others' mouths. What is this hellscape? Are people just sitting there like... It's like shit water going everywhere?
This is ruining my childhood.
I tell you, it is fun. It's fun being out here at Wildlife Park. Honestly, I'm trying to be. Let me ground myself here. Do I even wipe good enough? See, that's why I use bidets now, because I'm telling you, there's nothing left after.
I think I wipe good, but then some days I'll take my pants off. God damn, what the hell happened?
You're like, when did I put a brown marker in my pants? Yeah.
I wipe until I bleed.
What?
You wipe until you bleed? No wonder you're sick all the time. Because you probably have open sores in your ass. You're getting poop into your bloodstream, dude.
The more I learn on Nick,
I feel like that's why you're always walking with a limp and shit.
it.
I mean, why? I thought you've had scurvy for like a couple. I think it's just because you got shit. I think you got a little shit butt.
I've always wondered that. Yeah, if you have an open sore in your asshole, there's poop coming out of there. Is that?
Yeah, it's easy to get infected. I don't think just because it's your asshole doesn't mean that. I think it's going in your bloodstream, buddy. I was just what God damn, you're getting down after a little hurt locker down there. I'm telling you, ease up on yourself. I tell you, sometimes if I don't have the bidet, seriously, it feels like it's just like a kind of like a melted Hershey Kiss is just always on the precipice of my asshole. I can never. It doesn't matter. The more I wipe, I'm like it never goes anywhere. I even try scooping, digging anything. It doesn't get out of there.
That might be a hemorrhoid.
No, it's not a hemorrhoid. I've had a hemorrhoid. I have a hemorrhoid. You don't get rid of them. That thing came out of my ass. I'm telling you, I was like wiping one time. I was like, it's all sore. I think I've said this before, but it was like the size and the same as hard as a green apple Jolly Rancher. It was like that. It was unfucking real. It was pulsating as shit. I could feel my heartbeat on that. I was sitting there. I was sitting there. I was like,
I'm
this
speechless.
Weekend, I don't know what was
right
up, but every time I
now.
went to the bathroom, I got shit on my hand.
Nick.
the water park thing is becoming more and more clear now. Actually, you're walking around. Splash in the pool. Shit all over your hands. Within the past couple of years, over in Kentucky, a water park dealt with a chlorine-resistant parasite that had to shut down temporarily. The revolving. That's fucking scary. That's a sci-fi movie. Chemicals, they aren't killing it anymore. Motherfucker just mean mugging you from the water. I dare you to come in here with me. At Raging Water, Sacramento, a brawl involving 40 people broke out over a towel. The battle began after 2 drunk women got into an argument over someone's towel being stolen. And as it escalated, 35-year-old Christopher Neves tried to step in and break up the fight, but was assaulted and left unconscious without a pulse. After Christopher went down, things escalated and involved both families fighting one another in front of their kids. Eventually, police were called, and the park was shut down early while the police figured out what the fuck actually happened. And a similar situation occurred at Kalahari Resort in Ohio when someone cut in line at a surfing ride. As soon as the person cut, an argument broke out, and eventually a 10-person brawl was broken up by lifeguards. The fight would resume with 23-year-old Brittany Cabay throwing punches at nearby guests until she was picked up and body slammed into the ground. My God. She would suffer from a severe head injury that would cause her to lose consciousness. And during the chaos, her boyfriend Zachary would reportedly pick up a chair, hurl it into the crowd, then slip and knock himself unconscious, joining his girlfriend in the astral plane. Just baking in the sun. You'd think that the standard equipment for a security guard at a water park would be a radio and maybe handcuffs, yet online, security guards are posting photos of their handguns before their shifts at water parks. Okay, I don't know. Shooting rounds in the water. This has turned water park security guards into the laughingstock of the profession, with others showing off their over-the-top loadouts. In 2022, deputies were called to Hurricane
beer
Harbor
makes more
Splashdown
sense
Park regarding a
than
group of
fucking
teens who refused to
towel.
leave after being asked. During the arrest, a teen jumped on the deputy's back. Nearby security guards tried to step in and help, but that only drew the teen's attention to them. As the security guard began to assist, a teen girl punched them in the head while the other teens bit them on the arm. Eventually, all the teens would be arrested and charged with resisting arrest and assaulting an officer. As soon as a girl bit me right here, I fucking take her mouth, and I just like fucking Kong breaking that dinosaur's joke. The girl hit me.
I don't want to imagine that.
I take my baton and I do it right through her sternum. I say, just test me. Just test me. And she's probably got poop on her teeth. Everything we've heard about today about water parks, she's got probably shit teeth. Like a zombie attack. I only have so much time before I turn myself. I'm gonna take as many of you down with me as I can. And then, yeah, I'd fucking rain hell on everybody.
The gun comes out. I'm killing innocents at this point.
Jesus. God. Also, that line, my God, I'm killing innocents. I'm killing innocents at this point. Bystanders.
What were they on this video?
Whatever. All right, dude. Many water parks deal with serial poopers or peers in their waters. However, one park dealt with a serial peer who liked to piss on the rocks in the sunroom to fill it with steamed urine. At another water park, a lifeguard reported watching a man squat and lay a steam coil 20 feet from the bathroom, making direct eye contact with them. A man recalled that his younger brother used to go to the shallow end of his local pool and scoop up pieces of poop in a styrofoam cup to get free hot dogs from concession stands. What kind of deal is this? For every styrofoam cup of poop you fill, you get one free Coney dog. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? I guess that, you know, that kind of rules though. Put it in the pool, get the poo-poo out,
get a hot dog.
Get a free hot dog. But see, that causes more poop in the pool. That's the catch-22 of the whole situation. At a water park in Texas, new lifeguards were encouraged during their training to jump into the pool to pee rather than waste time finding a bathroom.
I'm telling you, anybody who's like a water animal or something,
What do you mean a water animal? What does that mean? You mean someone who's just like an avid swimmer or something?
Yeah, like sports.
Oh, you're saying because your buddies that do the pool? Yeah, I'm sure they just piss in the pool.
They encourage it.
I just think it's disgusting.
It is.
Yes.
I mean, you know, and when they are not fishing poop out of the water park staff are constantly catching people having sex. It's extremely common for people of all ages, including teens, to be caught in the act at a water park. It doesn't matter if it's in the lazy river or the wave pool. People will literally do it anywhere because they're fucking savages.
In the
Did you see
wave
that old
pool
video of that one woman looking at the lifeguard who's doing this, like doing this.
in the wave pool, it's insane. I feel like you would be doing it, the wave comes, your dick fucking snaps. No thank you. What the fuck? Hell no.
That old video of that one woman looking at the lifeguard who's doing this, like doing the scanning, and she thought she was like some kind of robot or alien. That was like a big conspiracy, was that like aliens were at the water parks.
God, dude.
They say it's to keep you alert, so you're scanning the pool. And also so you don't fall asleep. They say like it's a technique like
I have seen so many lifeguards asleep at their post. Because the thing it's the perfect because they wear the glasses.
I barely even noticed lifeguards.
There's the glasses on, you can just tell he was like also looks comfy up in those big wooden chairs. Little umbrella over here in the shade, nice breeze coming in. But you got a water park too, a little bit of water. Just
it
kind
looks
of the mist
so uncomfortable in my opinion.
I'd be out like also, can you imagine me? Can you imagine me being a lifeguard? A big fat ass, woo! I would just be like, just use my body to try to propel yourself up and I'll just float down to the bottom. If you've ever gone down a water slide, then you'll know that there are tons of signs and warnings for a good reason. Looking at some of those slides found at water parks, it was a miracle that they were ever approved. Action Park is widely regarded as one of the most dangerous amusement water parks ever to open. For starters, the park featured an attraction called the Tarzan Swing, which let guests swing off a platform into a large pool. While it might sound harmless, it was anything but. On more than one occasion, guests would hold onto the rope too long and launch themselves into the pool's concrete wall. Guests also regularly dislocated their shoulders from the rope due to excessive torque during the swings, and pool itself was spring-fed, making it incredibly cold. This actually led to one person having a heart attack and dying after going to shock from hitting the water.
Yeah,
if rope swings aren't your thing, you could go down the Cannonball Loop water slide. The slide was a 50-foot long metal tube with a fully enclosed loop at the bottom. Riders at the top would have to be hosed down, otherwise there'd be too much friction and they would get trapped at either the top or bottom of the loop in complete darkness.
Yeah,
and
that's
most of
my
those who
fear.
rode it came back out bruised and
fear.
bloodied. According to a former employee, the owner, Gene Mulvihill, would pay them $100 just to test ride the slide to make sure it was safe.
That is
$100
not
to get it
enough.
down. After it was open, it was shut down permanently due to a high number of injuries and maintenance needs. Many parents online have discussed how nerve-wracking it is to take their young child to a water park on account of how many potential injuries can occur. Some unfortunate kids have ended up seriously injured due to either recklessness or pure misfortune. One 14-year-old was left seriously injured after being sucked into a water park drain in Funtown Water Park in Crystal Beach, Texas. The teenager had been messing around with his friends, and at one point he had randomly decided to pick up a large grate attached to the drain in one of the park pools. Why?
Why?
County sheriffs believe that he did this as some sort of dare. As soon as he lifted it up, he slipped and fell inside the suction from the drain and began holding him underwater. His friends rushed to alert staff members, who turned off the pump, hoping it would release the suction, but it continued pulling him down, and he was eventually forced out of the drain, but was hospitalized due to the internal injuries he suffered. No legal action has ever been publicized about the disaster, so who knows? Maybe they paid him out of pocket.
Show the image of the crab getting sucked into the pipe.
No thanks.
Water pressure's scary.
Yeah. I think water slides are scary. I mean, like, I'm claustrophobic. I tell you, like, as a kid, I don't know how I did it. Those water slides are fucking, I mean, it's insane. I'm freaked out by water slides now. I can't do it. The more you look into water parks, the more archaic they seem. From the people, the sanitation, and the endless risk to your physical safety, it's hard to imagine not feeling at least a little nervous attending one. There's truly no telling what can happen when you enter a place like that. So, if you find yourself going to a water park for whatever reason, be prepared for the dangers that lurk above below the water. And for the love of God, go to the doctor after. Just do a journal checkup when you're done.
Wipe your butt.
Wipe your butt and go pee in a toilet. Go poop in a toilet, for the love of God. And wipe your ass.
But it's so cold.
Ooh, it's cold.
Jesus. That is insane. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment down below. Would you go to a water park now after hearing these things? I would not.